This is Algebra 2, Section 3.1. There are 2 inches of snow on the ground, and the snow is falling at 3 inches per hour. If this trend continues, I'd like us to be able to write an equation matching the situation. How many inches would be on the ground in X hours? Let's write it in y equals mx plus b form. Hopefully at this point you would agree with me that I begin at 2 and I'm adding 3 inches per hour or per x. In this case, this is a constant rate of change because my trend is continuing. In this type of equation right here, the rate is always constant. Although we all know it, the rate your snow is falling could change, but for this question, this is a constant rate of change. All right, we're going to go to the next example. If Claire sells a sports car, she gets a base salary of $30,000 per year, plus 2% of her new sales. If her sales for the year total D dollars, what will her salary for the year be? Let's see. For her salary, she is going to start off with $30,000. She gets that automatically. And hopefully you agree we're going to add to that 2% of her sales. Now 2% we need to write as a number, as a decimal. So we're going to change that by moving the decimal place 2 places and multiplying that by the value of her sales. In this case, we're told her sales were D dollars. In our next example, Rick is going to get an allowance of $15 per week. Whenever his parents pick up a dirty dish, poor Rick loses 30 cents. Write an equation modeling this situation. Let's see. If I have his allowance, let's call that Y, begins at $15, but he is going to lose, or we subtract, 30 cents per dirty dish or per X. Some of you may prefer this type of equation. Allowance equals 15 minus 0.3 per dish. Also okay. Now if I want to graph it, a lot of times that's why we like to see it in Y equals. If I want to graph it, let's change my decimal here to a fraction. I could rewrite this as 15 minus 3/10 x. So if I have enough dash marks up here, I'm going to go up 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, I need 3 more, 15, and then I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and over 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I connect the dots. Does everybody agree with that? If Rick received no allowance, hopefully you agree that is when his output or his Y value is 0. That's going to happen here at the x-axis. So if we want to find out how many dirty dishes his parents picked up, we can plug in 0 for our equation and solve for x. If I subtract 15 on both sides, I'll get a negative 15. And then x is being multiplied by a negative 3/10, so I want to do the opposite and divide, or multiply by the reciprocal. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 15 divided by 3 is 5, times 10 is 50. Looks to me like, oops, like Rick's parents picked up 50 dirty dishes, and I don't feel bad for Rick at all. All right, what I'd like for you to do for me tomorrow is bring in a sheet of paper where you have graphed these first 16 weeks of Leah's life. Leah's weight depends on a lot of things. When she was born, she started off right here. And these dots represent her weight over the first 16 weeks of her life. And so I'd like you to plot those points and then explain the meaning in like a mini story of what those points could represent, why her weight is fluctuating, and I'll see you tomorrow.